This is Get Off My Lawn Live. Join us as we talk trending topics, world and local issues, and the conversations that we need to talk about as people. Get Off My Lawn Live is a Nighthawk Network presentation. Good evening, everybody. It's your boy, Young E. Beezy, Eric Buckner, also known as Uncle Nighthawks, here in the streets of the Bigo, as we are broadcasting on all platforms this evening. How are you guys? Again, apologize for the set not being set up correctly, trying to get the proper airflow quotient going, as we got summertime going, and we definitely want to keep cool here in the studio. Shout out to the people joining me on Bigo as well as the other platforms. Thank you for being my guest here this evening. For Get Off My Lawn Live, we are going to talk a couple trending topics as well as some of the things that we can talk about as people. As you guys know, if you have tuned in to the preview, this week we are doing a grab bag show. What is the grab bag show? For Get Off My Lawn Live, some of you are familiar. For those of you who are not, basically that's when I take the good old grab bag, also known as that good Crown Royal bag, and I shake it on up, and I pick the number. In this case, this evening, we're going to do 1 to 10, and based on that number, we have a topic that coincides with that number, and we'll discuss on it for a good 10, 15 minutes, or maybe longer, depending on what your response here is in the audience. So that is the grab bag. That's how it works, and that's how we're doing it tonight. So thank you guys for being a part of the broadcast. Appreciate it. For those of you who are not quite settled yet, I give you a couple minutes to get it together. You know how we do. And after my commercial message from the fine folks here at the Nighthawk Network, we will get to the show. So grab a snack and come back. That's Wendy's thing. I just say get settled, grab a beverage of your choice, and settle in. And make sure you share it to people that you want to see the show as well. And when we get back, we'll get into this thing. This is Get Off My Lawn Live. Eric Buckner ready to talk to you guys this evening. Looking forward to it. See you in a couple, y'all. Here we go. For my next commercial. Hey, what's going on, y'all? Not quite back yet. Hold on. Give me a minute. Set that up right, y'all. My bad. Sharing the live on Facebook is like sharing the live here. It takes a minute to get it done. What's going on, y'all? We are back. This is Get Off My Lawn Live. I'm your host, E. Buckner. E. Beezy is in the building. And right now, friends, we are going to talk trending topics, some of the things that's going on, a few news and notes, if you were. That's how we do this part of the show. Let me throw the banner up, the trending topics of the week banner, that one right there. And let's get into it. As you guys know, we are in the middle of the summer. We are having some of the same situations that we usually have, and of course, we're having some different ones. And then, of course, there is the situation that we know as the pandemic. So there is that. We got H2 checking into the building. What's going on, H2? Thanks for checking on in. Appreciate you. Lena Hologram, as you know her in the Vigo streets, checking into the show. But anyway, we're dealing with COVID, and we have our weekly update in regards to that. So the situation is, COVID situation is settling. We still are not in any immediate danger in regards to the numbers being too high or kicking back up to a dangerous alarming rate. But there is a slight uptick that is being taking place, particularly in many of the places where the vaccines have not been quite so prevalent. They are noting that many of the people that are becoming ill are from a couple factors. One, the Delta variant, that is the predominant variant here in the United States and pretty much most of the world, and also from the fact that many of the people who are finding themselves in the ICUs and the extra sick places in the hospital are people who are more than likely not vaccinated. Very, very, very small percentage of the people who are fully vaccinated are finding themselves getting extremely sick from COVID. So that is a good sign. But of course, it's a bad sign that we are still dealing with that to the tune of about 30 to 40,000 positive cases and about 400 to 500 deaths per day still. So hopefully those numbers will continue to decline and we will be in a good place. As I've stated previously in the last couple of weeks, I think most people have made their determinations in regards to vaccine, yay or nay. If you have not been vaccinated at this point, I think it will be not as likely that that will occur, regardless of whatever inclination or motivation that they would like to give you in order to make that happen. B Stylist is in the building, checking in on the Bigo. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But people, I really don't think that at this point we are dealing with this from a standpoint of, okay, more people need to be vaccinated and will be. I think we're all in a wait and see mode. We're continuing to open up and open things up. Particularly, a lot of our larger venues are starting to get ready for concerts and mega events. Football season is coming. So 60, 80, 90,000 seat stadiums looking to be filled with people. And I think at that point, we will determine what's really good as the temperatures go back down and the amount of people go back up. And that's when we'll determine if we are truly over this pandemic. So there's that. Road checking in on the tube. Thank you, Road to Stardom, for always being a part of the process and supporting all the shows here in the Nighthawk Network. We appreciate you and we love you. Thank you very much. But okay, that's going on. So also know that there is some money on the way for some of you. As early as this weekend, you may receive extra money from the government. Is it a stimulus? Sort of. It's actually in the form of tax credit. Tax credit for those people who have children. It is a child tax credit, may be anywhere from $250 to $300 per child, based upon the age of the child and who is actually in charge of said child. And how many of children that you have, you may get thousands of dollars coming into your account very shortly. And not only will you get it this month, you will get it for the remaining months of the year. There will also be an additional extra money of tax credit on your income tax for the following year. So you have that to look forward to. Now, hopefully, those things help in terms of the finances and help you get some things together, pay for some bills that you were otherwise unable to do so. Juicy Wet, BMO NTR, welcome to the room. Uh, Hopefully these monies help you out in regards to those things and that you are able to use them and they are coming in handy to help out your finances. For those of us who do not have that available to us, the thought process is at least they're looking out for people to some degree. I'm happy for that. Another thing is many of the cities and states are still figuring out what exactly to do with the extra monies provided in the American Relief Plan that Biden has set aside for us and determine what to do with those monies. What can we do? How does it help us best in terms of getting the economy restarted, helping out the people that need the money? So you may go to your area website and check to see if some of those resources are available to you or they're helpful to you, because that is out there for schools, for businesses, for individuals even. So check into it, see what you can find out, and see if you got anything that will help you out. That would be good. So yeah, that is what's going on in terms of the trending topics this week. Check a couple of those things out. Now, today, as I said, we have our grab bag show. So of course, people, here it is, y'all. This is the grab bag, okay? What happens is we put a bunch of numbers in the grab bag. We pull out a number, and from that, we predetermine what we're going to talk about based on the number and what statement or thing coincides with said number. That is how the grab bag segment will work today, and that's how we're going to do it. Now, before we do that, I'm going to take another quick commercial break, let everybody get settled, and when we come back, let's talk about a few things for a few minutes, shall we? This is Get Off My Lawn Live. E-Beezy in the building. We will see you in a minute, y'all. Commercial, here we go.
Night Network presents Pastor Sean Love. Pastor Sean Love, devoted father and husband, a residing pastor at the River Rouge Bible Assembly in River Rouge, Michigan. Join him as he gives us messages from God's Word, Bible study, and encouragement. You can find him on YouTube under Sean Love.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Behind the Blue Curtain, Saturdays at 11 a.m. Eastern. Unscripted talk on police reform and race relations.
And now, Behind the Blue Curtain's law enforcement liaison, retired 32-year Chicago police veteran, homicide detective, former commander, sergeant, grant writer, lecturer, and adjunct professor, Joseph J. Mosley.
Behind the Blue Curtain's minister of common sense, former 12-year Fort Worth police officer, educator, voice of reason, and unapologetic practitioner of sound judgment, the young scholar, LaRonda Young.
Behind the Blue Curtain's co-host, fact checker, and investigative journalist, Isidoro Rodriguez.
If it wasn't for your grace and mercy surrounding me, protecting me, where would I be? Ooh. If it wasn't for your grace and mercy surrounding me, protecting me, where would I be? If it wasn't for your grace and mercy surrounding me, protecting me, where would I be? Oh yeah, your grace and your mercy keeps me when I don't obey. Your grace and your mercy renew for me every day. Your grace and your mercy is why I am here today. Your grace and your mercy don't take it away. Lord, I pray. Your grace and your mercy keep me when I don't obey. I thank you, Lord, I thank you, Lord. Your grace and your mercy for me every day. Your grace and your mercy is why I am here today. Your grace and your mercy don't take it away. Lord, I pray when I'm in some deep trouble, yeah. My guiding light trials, I do not need to fight.
All right, guys, we are back. This is Get Off My Lawn Live. I'm your host, Eric Buckner. and we are ready to get into our grab bag edition. So shout out to all my people in the Bigo Street and to you guys on my other platforms as well. Looking forward to talking to y'all and getting it in this evening in regards to the topics. So let us begin. Let us shake up the bag, y'all. Let's pick one and see what we got. We will start out talking about topic number 5. And according to my list here, topic number 5 this evening is kids and sports. Let's start there. The question is this, y'all. How many of you parents out there are promoting your child to be in a sport? That is my question. I think if you are doing so, it's a good thing within reason. If you have your child participate in the sport with the understanding that that child gains something in terms of the camaraderie and friendship of sports, from the ideology that you as a person that plays sports can be healthier because you get more physical activity. If you are a person that plays sports, you are good at working with others overall because that is part of what takes place in most of the sports. If that is one of the reasons why you have your child in sport, that is a good thing. If you in turn are a parent that basically is trying to live vicariously through your child and your child is a part of sports because of that, not so much. Be stylish checking in saying, okay, I don't have children, but I would suggest it to them and introduce them. If they didn't like it, that's their prerogative. Absolutely. I definitely think that I would like to see more parents introduce their child to some sport and basically have the understanding that, okay, all sports are not meant for all children. Obviously, if your child is a little shorty and you introduce them to basketball, unless they have an exceptional skill that would help them in regards to evading the bigger, larger people, basketball may not be their sport. If your child is a rather tall and lanky individual, perhaps gymnastics may not be the sport for them. But then again, there are rare exceptions in all of these things. So there is those things to consider. But overall, in regards to sports, I like to see that happen with more kids and adults and parents because in the end, we know that we're starting to have a weight problem. This from a person that has a weight problem. Overall, we as Americans have, we as a world population, weigh more than we have 50, 100 years ago. Our diets and the things that are used to process our foods are making us be bigger people. Because of that, we need to promote more activity, more movement in our bodies. Sports is a way to do that. Okay, besides just saying some parents seem to have unrealistic expectations of their kids as far as athletics. Absolutely. Because like I said, I think some of those parents they live vicariously through their children. They perhaps were athletes themselves, and now that they have that child, assuming that they have the genes that make them the type of athlete that they were, or better athletes because of that, they are using that to say, look, you are going to be a basketball player, baseball player. You're going to make mommy and daddy proud. You're going to do it to the best of your ability. And also in the end, you're going to help us make this money. So yeah, you're going to do it. You're going to do it every day, whether you like it or not. And it's not fair for parents to do that to their children. And you can clearly see some of the parents, and they have that mentality about it. And it's not just about sports. Some parents have that mentality in regards to anything because, again, they are living vicariously through their children, and it's not a good thing. So, yeah, like I said, hopefully more parents are promoting sports to their children, and more parents should be able to afford the sports. That's the thing with all the travel teams and the extra equipment and things of that nature that goes on in regards to the sports now. It makes it harder for your child to be good or be considered for some of the more elite teams because these things cost money. The equipment costs money, the fees, the traveling expenses, all these things cost money. And 9 times out of 10, it is the parent that has to foot the bill. And if you don't have that extra money to promote to that, then there's only so much you can do. So hopefully they'll have more programs that will help parents out with the cost of some of these things, help them supplement them. Congratulations to all the people in the Bigo lottery. Thanks, B Stylist, for doing that for us. So yeah, that is what I feel about that situation. Let us move on, unless anybody has any other comments on any of the other platforms. And I do not see that to be the case. Let us move on and talk about something else. All right, where the grab bag, y'all? Here we go again. Shake them up, shake them up. Let's see what we got this time. We are going with number 2. Discussion topic number 2 this evening is job upgrading. Okay, let's talk about that for a minute. As you guys know, and keep in mind, B-Style is based in Canada, so you're a part of the situation and a discussion. Let's have that discussion as well. At least here in America, job on the rise. A lot of places hiring. Hiring, now hiring immediate positions, start today, get paid tomorrow, all of that good stuff. It is going on in full effect here. Part of the problem, of course, we know is the whole unemployment and people getting enhanced benefits and why work when you don't have to. But there's not as many people that applies to as you may think. Probably about 3 to 4 million people overall nationwide. Is that the case? In most other instances, some of these people have just determined, no, I'm not going back to McDonald's. No, I'm not going back to Wendy's, Burger King, whatever fast food place or place similar to that you would like to name. Because in the end, they are not paying me the type of money I need to truly live my life and pay my bills. End the discussion, not going back there. Now, when I talk about job upgrading, that is part of it. Some people, because everybody's hiring, they see that, okay, I am here at this job, make a minimum wage, which of course in this country, if you truly make the minimum wage, is $7.25. But then there are other companies such as the Amazons, the Walmarts, the Krogers of the world, paying $15, $16, $17 an hour for jobs of entry-level positions with no prior training required. So yeah, some people are just looking at the numbers like, hey, job $9, no benefits, job $17 with benefits. I'm gonna work there. I want to make more money. And then another thing is in regards to the overtime situation in a lot of these fast food places, they don't like to pay for overtime. They'd rather try to stretch out the 40 hours between as many employees as possible. Some of these other places, they need you as much as you could possibly work, as much as you can stand. Here in the Amazons around this area, they definitely are paying top dollar for overtime workers, top dollars for overnight workers. They will let you work as much overtime as you can stand and be effective with. So there is that. Okay, B Style is checking in again. She says, I work for Amazon delivery, absolutely brutal. $1.35 per package delivered. No money for sorting and scanning, then loading the packages. I had to pay to gas the vehicle and work 9 hours minimum. So yeah, there's that as well. There are other ride shares. They are saying there are not enough gig workers right now, not enough people doing Uber and Uber Eats and Lyft and all of that. They are paying extra money for that. Those are jobs that people are seeking out now because particularly in the rideshare industry where you are kind of your own boss to a great degree, you can make a considerably amount more money by simply just doing the hours that you choose to do whenever you choose to do them and more or less the area you choose to do it. So there's that. There are a lot of jobs out here in the market now that were not available pre-pandemic to people. A lot of jobs that have looked at the value of what you've done and realized that, yeah, we should pay you more money and we shall, so we want to keep you here. And that is why a lot of people are upgrading. When I talk about job upgrading as well, I'm talking about the people that are presently at some of these jobs where you've worked for 5 or 10 years. And because there's a shortage of quality workers, both in entry level and in management, a lot of people are moving up where they have not been able to before. And because of that, they are making more money and finding more opportunities where they were not readily available at the time. So that's part of what's going on. People are at this point setting themselves up for early retirement. They spent that quality time at home and have determined, you know what? I'd rather not go back to work. If I can't work from home or if I can't work less hours, I'd rather just shut it down and collect my pension at this point. Because life is short. I've seen my counterparts die from COVID. I've seen older people not be treated well during this pandemic. It's time for me to move on and do other things with my life. So yeah, I'm going to retire early. Some people are in positions where they have seen way too much go on and they've determined, you know what, I'm done. I've been a doctor 20 some years, but I've never seen as many people be unhealthy and die from COVID. Don't want to do it no more. I'm a teacher and having to deal with the classroom as we did this last year with them having no real regard for us. No, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm out of here. Retire early. A lot of police officers, based on the Black Lives Matter movement and the disband the police and all that, are saying it ain't worth the trouble. They're not paying me enough as a police officer. I could retire early, retiring early. So there's a lot of that going on in terms of the job upgrade. There are increasing market for people who are allowing people to work from home. So as opposed to going to a job where you have to commute every day and go back and forth and deal with a whole bunch of people, your job offers let's stay home and do it. A lot of people taking that option, like, yeah, I'll stay home, work in my pajamas, be able to eat all type of stuff and have people deliver food and not have to be bothered with too many people and save money in that way on gas and all those things. Let's do that. So there's another thing that people are doing as far as job upgrade. The bottom line, people, is that our job situation is changing, not just because of COVID, but because of technology, because of people now having the realization that, yeah, this ain't enough money to do this, this, and this. Hey, loyal checking into the program. Yeah, it's time to move on and move forward. So we out of here. So I'm interested to see how it all plays out, particularly with the fast food and the hospitality industry that's definitely hurting because of the pandemic and having a big time struggle to find people to fill these positions on an everyday basis. What concessions will they make? Will they start to offer more things in terms of time off or flexible hours or hell, even benefits? Interested to see how they play that in the weeks and months to come. So that's what my thoughts are on that. Doesn't seem like too many of you have thoughts on it outside of what I said. So here we go again, y'all. Back to the grab bag. What's going on? Okay. I see a machine running in the drive-thru. Yeah, I definitely can see that going on. We're basically much like when you go into the grocery store. All right, here's what I want. Push the button, slide it out, slide the card in. Have a nice day, and I'm out. Sexy Polly checking in. S&P in the building. Thank you for checking in. Appreciate it. All right, y'all. We back in the grab bag. Let's see what we got this time. We have pulled out number 9. And number 9 on our discussion list is what you're watching. Okay, let's get into that, y'all. The question is, what are you watching on television? That is only half the question. We'll get to the other half in a minute. So now that the pandemic is on the decline and whatnot, and you are back to getting out and about working and whatnot, what has caught your interest on television or the streaming platforms when you get home and get a few minutes to yourself? What are you watching? Me, myself, I'm watching a variety of things that I tend to do, just not as much because I'm so busy. After all, y'all, I got the podcast, I got 3 jobs. Bigo says be stylish. Yeah, I spend a little time on Bigo and other platforms as well. There's that. I've been watching a lot of YouTube tutorials in regards to learning things and doing things. But as far as regular network TV, not so much. Reason being, right now, it seems that when I do get time to watch them, there are 3 things that are offered. One, live events, much like the one I got playing in the background here. Got the internet, got the MLB All-Star game going on, so checking that out in bits and pieces. Then, of course, there are the reality shows that have seemed to predominate television. You know, shows like The Bachelor and Hell's Kitchen, that type of stuff. Got a lot of that playing. And then, of course, there is whatever broadcast network TV that they have. Many of these options, quite frankly, have not interested me. What counts for television these days in terms of television shows, not so much. Not liking them. Watching them, and most of them, trash. Not interesting. Not funny, not entertaining, none of that. I love reality TV. And yes, there's definitely a market for it. That's why it has definitely come about and grown. Another thing that I've seen a lot of, particularly in the summertime, is the shows where they do the game shows. There are a lot of game show television being shown these days. And I find that interesting because the more popular shows, outside of the Masked Singer, of course, seem to be the shows that are based on shows from the past. Like Name That Tune, for instance. Or you Bet Your Life, or that's coming up soon. What's the other one? To Tell the Truth. That's another one. Family Feud. I've seen those on TV of late. So yeah, we're watching a lot of that stuff. But I think primarily most of us are into our streaming platforms. That is what. Have you seen Ellen's new one, the Game of Games TV? That one, yeah, I've watched a little bit of that. I like it. I like Ellen as a game show host. But like I said, most of us I feel are watching our streaming platforms. Okay, and that would be, of course, the Hulu's, the Disney Plus, the Netflix, obviously, the Peacock, those types of things. Because a lot of them are starting to offer various things. Not only do they have the live TV, like say if you have YouTube Live or the Hulu with the live TV and such things of that nature, they are having not only the movies that are coming into DVD, but they're having the brand new movies that are coming out. As a lot of these streaming platforms have hooked up with the major audiences and movie houses to show the movies as they come out. Okay, let's see. I think Loyal said something. For sure, I've been stuck on Manifest. And like I said, there is the binge watching. For those of you familiar with the Power platform, the shows being made by 50 Cent. His new and latest show is coming out this weekend involving growing up. I'm not quite sure the name of it, to be honest, but I do know it starts this week. The new Spiral Book of Saw was a good recent movie. B. Stylus is saying, what's it called? I know it's about growing up Canaan, I believe is the name of it. Something similar to that. It starts this weekend on Starz platform, and from the previous ones, Power and Power Book 2, which I enjoyed greatly. This one looks to be another good one. I don't know how good. I would say if I was ranking them, basically Power, the original series was strong 9.5. I give Power Book 2 about 7.5. And then from that on, we'll see where it goes. So yeah, we'll check that out possibly. But in the end, as far as normal network television, not watching so much of that. Now, the next thing I will ask, 50 is very creative. I agree. He is very good as an executive producer. Agreed. Now, what I will ask of you people, particularly those in the audience that are in care of children, is your TV watching different because you have children? In other words, do you watch a lot of things that you would never even consider if you are not a parent? And I'm not just talking about the obvious stuff, the Coco Melons and Backyardians and all that type of stuff. SpongeBob, that foolishness. I'm talking about just in terms of kid program because you want your children to be well rounded and you want them to watch things that's not a bunch of mindless dribble. Do you purposely find yourself watching those things in order to give them a better understanding? I watch family movies and shows all the time, says Loyal Energy. And that is good. It is good that we do have the platforms that promote that. You find a lot of great family movies on both Netflix and Disney Plus. I will say that. And I myself, we just watched the new Boss Baby the other day, and I actually want to see that. Yes, I like cartoons. I admit it. I'm a big kid at heart. Don't see nothing wrong with it. My kids also like documentaries, and I like those as well. I like family movies too, to be stylists, and documentaries are my favorite. Yes, there are several great documentaries out. We definitely need to find some time, y'all, to talk about these things. I need to find time to watch the thing. Like I said, I'm a very busy individual. As people that know me in real life know that there are days where it's like basically here's my list of stuff to do, and half of it don't even remotely get done because it's just too much. And I, at age 50, over 300, need some time to rest here and there before I get to the next thing. Boss man Nighthawk, haha, that's funny, Lloyd. But yeah, that's basically they call me the CEO for a reason. I've got a lot going. There's a lot that I need to get done. That's why the studio looks kind of crazy at the moment. All this stuff going on. I could use some cleaning services here, but in the same token, can't afford that like that right now. Maybe as things go and I blow up one day, I can make all that happen. Until then, it's all on me. This is for the most part here in the Nighthawk Network studio, one-man operation with some help that I do get from my partner in crime, H2. Shout out to you, H2. But for the most part, I'm running things here, and I'm doing my best to keep it going. But nonetheless, like I said, I would like to have more time to invest in watching television. But usually by the time I sit down to watch any TV for real, I'm tired. So if it don't catch my interest at that moment, Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. And oftentimes I also will have it playing in the background so it soaks in that way. You're doing an amazing job. I love your broadcast. Thank you very much, Lawyer Andrew. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. But yes, people, that is what's going on. So watch TV, consider your options. If you are a person like myself that has so many of these platforms downloaded or whatnot, kind of monitor what you're actually watching, what you're not, and if not, don't let them just keep taking your $9.99 every month. Turn that mess off. Save that little bit of money. If you're actually watching Netflix like that, yeah, keep paying. If you're not watching Discovery Channel and all that like that, go ahead and move on from that. I know that's how they do their money, but they need to do that different. It needs to come to a point where we can be like, okay, this is the streaming platform I want. I only watch this, this, and this. Just show me these options, and I want to pay this amount because I'm not watching everything. They should let us do that. Plain and simple. The day will come where hopefully that will happen. Until then, we will see. Thank you, Your Highness, for checking in. Thanks for the gifts. Appreciate it. All right, people, that's what I got for that topic. Let's do one more before we go for another commercial break, shall we? Let's see what we got. Digging in the bag again, y'all, the grab bag, as we're doing the grab bag edition to get off my long live this week. And we have pulled out, my friends, number 8. We got number 8. Number 8 topic is vegan lifestyle. Question mark I have put. Now, this ought to be an interesting discussion. Plain and simple. I look at me in the mirror and I say, boy, you getting chunky. You've been a big dude for a while now, but you getting saggy in places. 50 ain't necessarily fitting well. Thank you, B Stylist, again for the new lottery. Appreciate it. Thank you, Your Highness, for the gifts. Thank you, Muhammad, as well. Naseem, my friend. But yeah, we need to do better with this dietary issue. And of course, most people are looking to do this by saying, you know what? I blame the meat. It's the meat. The meat is making me blow up. The steroids in the meat, the processing in the meat. It's time to leave the meat alone. It's time to go all no meat. Straight up vegan. Straight veggies. Let's do it. But wait a minute. Wait 1 minute. Understand something, people. I got a lunch from a vegan restaurant today. Good for you, B Stylist. I want to so bad. Yes, part of me says, leave the meat alone. You could do it. There was a time for about 10-day period, did it. Felt different. Felt good different, but felt weird different. There are some addictive stuff in that meat, y'all. Hard to leave that meat alone. Especially when you are a cook like myself, it can make some of that meat taste so delicious. So delicious. Any particular day, I could say, let me go get this porterhouse and hook it up. Throw some mushrooms and onions and whatnot on that bad boy. Like a nice big baked potato with the sour cream and the butter. You know what I'm saying? And though at the time it tastes very good. Very good. But I know my body is saying, dude, all this, you 50, man. Stop stuffing me with all this. I'm going to start acting up on you. And sometimes that happens, much like today. Woke up today with them bubble guts, y'all. Mainly because I got that fast food from the Bad Coney. Watch where you get your food from. They ain't do something right with that bacon, y'all. Something about that bacon be styled. I think the bacon did it to me. That bacon had a love. I shouldn't have went with the bacon. Yes, be stylist. Yes, everybody in the room. I am 50. People are very surprised by that. I understand I don't look 50. I understand on a good day I don't act 50. But in the same token, some days I wake up and I'm 50 like a motherfucker. Body like, damn, we getting up there, y'all. Stuff starting to ache and creak in places. Wake up some morning like, huh? Why that hurt? I ain't work out yesterday. But that's how it is when you get older. So because of that, you have to change some of your dietary needs. Your body needs more of that healthy stuff if it wants to maintain for longer periods of time. So yeah, it's time to at least add some more veggies into my diet. Now, the wonderful thing about being in 2021 and being a part of that is the fact that there are many options available that we did not have some 10, 20, 30 years ago. My guy checking in, Hugh Lee. Hugh says, I want to go vegan and live a better lifestyle. But like Pookie on New York City, that steak and chicken, he be calling me. Yeah, that part. Be calling me too, bro. Can't lie. But yeah, we have these things where we can go. There are actually restaurants now that specialize in vegan cuisine. There are vegan cookbooks we can get. We can go online on YouTube and all the other platforms and look up people that's cooking all types of vegan stuff. Heck, you can go in the store, depending on if you got one of those good stores like a Myers or a Whole Foods, and they have a variety of different options for a vegan lifestyle. Now, here's the thing, people, that drives me crazy about the whole vegan thing. One, you defeat the purpose. If when you are going to do the vegan thing, you are looking for things that taste like meat. Taste like meat, okay? In other words, you're trying to get away from the meat, people. And I understand that what you may have a similar taste than meat. But in the end, the process was to get away from the meat. So why would you spend most of your time trying to go vegan, look for things to taste like meat? One is because you really want meat. You really do. But two, because it helps you contend with it better. Understand that the people that seem to do veganism the best are the people that understand, look, these veggies, we're going to cook them like veggies. We're going to season them like veggies. We're going to eat them like veggies. They don't need to taste like meat. It just needs to be nourishment for my body. Period. I ain't at that point, y'all. Can't do it. I can't do it. Can't do it. Veggies is veggies, okay? And some veggies I do like a lot. I likes my broccoli. Likes my broccoli. Likes corn. Definitely like corn. Definitely can contend with some green beans, okay? Definitely would like some collard greens. Would like some right now with some tomatoes and onions and a side of that cornbread. Absolutely. But in terms of most of the other vegetables on the earth that I am familiar with, some of them not so much. The asparagus, don't like the aftertaste, and then the whole how it affects your body and what your bodily fluids and stuff smell like after eating the asparagus, not so much. And then the wax beans, lima beans, peas, all of that. Ew. No, thank you. And then there's those vegetables that I'm not so familiar with. I myself will try them once. But depending on who prepared them and how they were prepared, that usually determines if I will ever eat it again. What I would like to see is more places have a vegan, follow me now, a vegan buffet. Now, the problem is going vegan and eating vegan is expensive. Understand that vegetables do not have the shelf life that these meats and processed foods have. They just do not. So that is part of why people cannot maintain them. There is not as much variety as it is with meat. Meat you can prepare a variety of different ways. Veggies, for most people, not so much. You're either going to broil them or boil them or steam them, saute them. That's about it. You don't have a lot of those other options, okay? But yeah, if they had a vegan buffet where you can go and try out different vegan foods, just put a little bit on that plate and try it out and see if you like it. And if so, start to eat that. Cool. So yeah, like for example, here at the casino, they have a different day every day. I would like for them one day to have the vegan buffet. This is the vegan buffet. Come on through, check it out. We got this and this and this and this and try it. I think it would catch on. Because some people recognize and want to eat healthier. But again, it is hard to maintain that lifestyle if you don't have the money and resources to find them. Because a lot of our local markets, they don't have a lot of vegan options. They do not. Now, in terms of some of the vegan options that I do know of and like, I like to get the vegan sausage. In other words, the vegan patties that are made with the soy meat, or basically the soybean, not meat. I like those. Spicy bean burger, have not tried it yet. May try that. The vegan hot dogs, disgusting. Disgusting. Yuck. Oh my God. I wish I could fully describe what it was like to have a vegan hot dog. Keep in mind that I had one nice sized bite and was upset that my mouth even attempted to eat that. Was so highly pissed off. Don't do the vegan hot dog. They're dead. But yes, overall, in terms of my diet, I would like to implement more vegan options, more vegetable options, more fruit options, more combinations of the two. Because that is something I've been experimenting with, actually. The mixing of fruits and vegetables into dishes. Gonna try some of that. We'll actually have some of those tutorials here on the Legal platform. We'll try it together. But in terms of what I see as far as options in general, not so much. Okay, he was checking in again. My brother gave me some vegetarian sausages, and it was flat out garbage. Why can't they taste good? Why can't they taste? Like I said, it'd be a lot easier if a lot of these vegan options actually did taste good. Even if they don't taste like me, if they just tasted good, it'd be a lot easier to contend with. But no, I would say to all of us in the room, let us try to do a little better with our veggies and fruits and cut down on our meat. In other words, am I giving up meat? I'm going to keep it real. No. Am I going to try to cut down on the amount of meat that I'm consuming? Yeah. I think that's wise to do, particularly as you get older. I do not want to get to a point in my life where I have become so big and frail from not eating properly and not doing well that when I get to that age, I cannot properly contend with myself because in the end, my body has said, hell with you. Not doing it no matter. Through with you. Done. Done, done, done. So there's that. But anyway, folks, we are through part of the grab bag. We are about to take a commercial break. When we come on back, we'll go through a few more topics, all right? Get off my lawn live. I am your boy EBZBZ. And I will be back after these commercials from our people here in the Night Hawk Network. Yeah.
Who said that you can win? And who said it's too late to try again? Cause if you're breathing, that's your cue. God's not through using you. I choose life. I choose life. I choose life. I choose life. Get back up again and dream. Fight for your destiny. I choose life. I choose life. Cause life comes with so many changes. At times it feels like you're never gonna win. But hold your head, look to the sky. My God will never leave your side. I
What up, y'all? We are back. Get off my lawn live. Your boy Eric Beheezy in the house. Uncle Nighthawk, as you know me here in the Vigo streets. What's going on? We are talking grab bag edition. We are grabbing stuff out the bag, talking about the topic, going on from there. Let us pick another one, people. Let's get it in. All right. We have chosen number 7. Number 7 is emergency planning. People, and we've been planning in case of emergency. In other words, if your house catches on fire tonight, do you and your family have a plan and know what to do in case of that emergency so that you all get out safely and make sure everything is properly contended with so we all know where to be in one place and what things to grab and all that good stuff? Have you worked on that plan? Have you even thought about it? Have you not considered it because you don't like to think about bad things happening to you? And because of that, you said, no, I ain't doing it. That part. Have you set yourself up so that if you have some type of financial emergency, there is a well of money that you could possibly tap into to help you out with the emergency? Or you have someone that you can rely on and say, okay, if something happens, I need a couple $100. Can I come to you and get it? Can we make some type of payment arrangements after the fact? Do you have that set up? Do you have a situation where if a loved one gets in trouble, you are their emergency person and you will help to get them situated? In other words, you'll contact who you need to contact. You'll be able to go pick them up and grab them out of harm's way, that type of stuff. Are you set up for all those things? Are those things you think about? Are those discussions that you and your family have? That's what I'm talking about in terms of emergency planning. I would say for the vast majority of you out there in my audiences right now, you ain't did it. You ain't did it at all. Ain't even thought about such things. But if the pandemic has taught us nothing, it should have taught us that, yeah, folks, bad stuff happens and it happens quickly. And if we are not at least semi prepared, you have a long road to hoe. Particularly this time of year where natural disasters are happening seemingly every day in this country, between the wildfires, the hurricanes, the flooding, the extreme heat in some places. We need to have some plans in place. If the power goes out, what are we doing? Are we riding it out for a minute? Do we have a relative's house we can go to? Is there certain places we go check in for a couple days if that's the case? Are we ready for any of those things? Are those things that we are thinking about? If not, I think it's something that we need to start to think about, that we need to start to consider, because we never know when these things are going to happen. What's your insurance situation? Do you have good health insurance? Do you have good home insurance? Do you have your car stuff situated? Do you have your life insurance together? These are things you need to consider. These are the things to talk about in terms of emergency planning. What type of emergency planning are we doing? Are we set up to win, y'all? Are we setting ourselves up to win? If not, can we start doing so? We need to definitely look into these things, people. These things happen, and if we are not properly prepared, it makes it worse. But if we are properly prepared, it makes dealing with the blow a little better. So that is what we talk about with emergency planning. Shout out to Natural Woman checking in on the Vigo. So hopefully I gave you a few ideas to consider with your emergency planning. Get your ducks in a row. Let's try to work that out a little better, okay? So there's that situation. On to the bag again, y'all. Let's dig on in. See, the reason why we do the grab bag edition sometimes is because some things don't have a lot of thoughts on. Don't want to expound and participate too much. Just want to say some basic stuff about it to move forward. Take some of you guys' reaction. If you don't have any, I move on. Felicia also checking in. Hey, Fee, what's going on? So we digging in the bag. We have come up with number 4. Number 4 on our list is hobbies. Let's talk hobbies for a minute, y'all. What are your hobbies? What are they? Are they sports related? Are they home related? Are they adventure related hobbies? I have several. Just don't never seem to have the time to fully engage them like I would like to. For example, sometime next month, I'm gonna go bowling. I like bowling. At one point, I was okay at it. I won't never say I was really good at bowling. I think to be good at bowling, you gotta at least be bowling around on average somewhere around 200. My best average probably was around 140 ish, but I was getting better. And the reason I think I didn't get no better is because at the time I was working a lot, didn't have time to commit to bowling. The way my work schedule's set up, crazy as it is, it does loan itself to some evening bowling opportunities later on down the line. So there's that. Okay, some of you guys are checking in with your hobbies. Natural Woman is saying she likes reading and traveling. Definitely enjoy reading. Traveling, not so much. Reading and photography for Felicia. Another thing that I do because I like to learn things. I love learning. One of the hobbies that I did was I was a library person. In other words, once a week I would go to the library, hit the stacks, walk through, see if there's something in there that interests me, and grab the book and read about it. See what I could learn about it. See if it was something that I could get into. I like doing that. I've become a avid fan of YouTube tutorial videos. Watch several of them a week on any given week. Have learned to do a variety of different things just based on the viewership of said things. So there's that. Other hobbies, I like to play basketball. Have not done much of that because of the pandemic. I do have a hoop in the inside. If you have seen me move the set, you will see that I got the little hoop back there. So do that in the house. Have not done much outdoor hooping. Have definitely not done much group or organized hooping, but like to do that. Like to play softball and tennis. Have not done much of that either last few years. Would like to get back into that. Perhaps join an over 50 league in the next year or two. There is that much. Other hobbies, I like to adult color. What is adult color? Obviously, it's me as an adult color. There are adult coloring books for such things. I have several of them. Have not taken the time in recent weeks to do so, but definitely like to do that. Find it to be very relaxing, particularly when you got some music. And I like to listen to various types of music. I would consider enjoying music appreciation, a bit of a hobby. I definitely do that. For those of you in the Bigo, you do know that I'm doing my Shield Zone tonight, so we have some opportunity to enjoy some music there. But yeah, I would say music appreciation is a hobby. Have many old vinyl records here at the house that I would like to check out and see what the quality of from collections from family members here and no longer here. Want to see what I got with that, listen to some of that, find some of the hidden gems in that. That would be a hobby also. Checking out classical stuff. I like to watch old movies. I would say watching movies is a bit of a hobby. So yeah, I definitely like to watch older films. I saw The Mark of Zorro the other day. Understand from a technical standpoint, not a lot going on in that movie, but in terms of the acting and the shadowing and things of that, if you are a movie buff that is interested in the making of film as much as watching the films, definitely something that I would strongly suggest. That particular movie, The Mark of Zorro. Well done in those regards. And the acting, very well done as well, I felt, for that time period at least. So there's that. But yeah, what are your hobbies? Are they expensive hobbies? Is the reason why you're not deeply into your hobby because it costs a lot of money to get into? If you say you are a person that builds models or person that collects model trains, things of that nature, is that it? Is it something that requires a lot of time and that's why you don't do your hobby as much? Are you a Lego master, for instance? A lot of people starting to get into the building and stuff with Legos. Big business. Places where you can go and buy all type of Lego models and sets and whatnot. That's why we need places like Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby, very popular place. Have not had the opportunity to be there in quite some time, but just basically want to pop in at some point soon to see what's going on with it. See what Hobby Lobby has to offer for hobbies. Another place where you can find a lot of your hobby needs and goods, resale shops. Resale shops tend to have a lot of these things as people get into starting a hobby and say not so much. They'll turn it into, say, a resale shop, pawn shop. Check it out. Toys R Us, if that is still available, or someplace similar to that in your area, they tend to have things for hobbies. And even Walmart has certain departments where you can find hobby stuff, things to make, models and puppets, whatever the case may be. So yeah, get into some hobbies, y'all. It's good. Helps you relax and meditate and all that good stuff. Check it out. That's all I got to say about that there. Let's move on. In the bag, y'all. In the bag. Let's see what we got. Bag getting kind of light, y'all. We're going through them pretty quick today. That's cool. Number three. Number three is the next topic for discussion here on the Grab Bag Edition to get off my long line. And that will be modern technology. Let's talk about it, people. Understand, I'm on 3 different mediums right now, plus I got the TV on. That's 4 different pieces of technology that we are dealing with. That's a lot. And understand, as a 50-year-old, I know I am more the exception than I am the rule. Many people my age, they see a lot of this modern technology, they don't get it. They don't understand it. They don't know how to properly utilize it. It's very daunting and a fearful thing. It's not good. Meanwhile, our younger counterparts, half our age, they can turn on Xbox and talk to folks, work Alexa to death, and have their cell phones 1 and 2 both in full rotation at the same time and not blink an eye. Know how to work it all. Talk, text, the whole deal. It's kind of amazing when you see some of them in action. But in the same token, it puts us at a divide and not a good one. For example, we have learned in recent weeks and months that there have been hacks into systems, into computer systems of companies and individuals. And basically, if you click on the wrong thing, your system is hacked. That happened to me in recent months. Allowed the wrong person to join part of my Nighthawk network and kind of find out that was not that person. And that led to other people getting hacked because they clicked on that person trying to get them to follow them. It's a bad do. Because some people, they do these things because that's their hobby. The computer hackers. They like to put viruses on people's computers. Some people do that because that's their business. Yeah, if I hack your computer and set you up, and the only way you can get back in is if you pay me this ransom money for the decryption code, there's that. And us older people, we barely understand what we're doing to begin with. So when we get hacked or we put ourselves in a position where our computer is compromised or our phone is compromised, we don't know what to do. Have no clue. Either turn it off, throw it away, or try to call one of the young people, hope they have mercy on us and explain it all. That's where we at. So yeah, at some point we as older people need to look out for each other, and we need to lean on the younger people that are growing up with these technologies to help explain to us what is this, how does this work, what it is, and hopefully that some of them will have patience enough to work with us to help us out with it. Because otherwise, that divide is going to grow larger, and it's going to get to a point where, okay, unless you are supercomputer nerdy, geeky like me, or somebody you know is like that, a lot of the stuff that's about to be built and implemented, us older folks, we ain't gonna know how to do it. And we're gonna be at the mercy of whoever is helping us get through it. And that is not a good place to be. Particularly as an older adult who has lived your life, you hate more than anything else to have to depend on anybody to do anything. That is not a place where you want to put yourself. So yeah, hopefully the modern technology and the gap between us and the younger people growing up with it will start to shrink as time goes on. I hope and pray. In the meanwhile, if you need help with some of this technology, and I know how to do it myself, let me know. If not, I know a couple people that can help me. We'll work it out. if I find the time. Find the time. Sometimes it's hard for me these days. We talk about that. All right, people. I'm digging in the bag, okay? We got 3 more topics left. We're going to talk one now, take a break, talk the other 2, and call it a show. How about that? I'm digging in the bag. And we got number 10. All right, number 10 on the list is family activity. Let's talk about that for a minute, y'all. How often are you spending quality time having family activities with your family? Now, Natural Woman is checking in on the Bigo streets, and I know for her, that is a big thing for her family. They definitely like to spend time together, and it's part of the DNA that makes their family great. For some of you other guys, I would safely say that if you are a family of 4 and you all live together, you all being in the same room, let alone doing the same activity in the course of a week is highly unlikely. That's right, says Natural Woman. I know what it is, but yeah, I would say your average family of 4 these days, they spend very little time together at all. And the only times they do is when you decide to go old school and traditional, have a family vacation in which half of the family ends up complaining the whole time during the vacation that they hate this and they want to go back to how they usually do stuff and go back home and all of that. So that doesn't make it fun. But in terms of family activities, are you doing things like, do you have movie night? And you all watch the same movie and then talk about what you watch? Are you doing those types of things? Are you having game night at the house? You all break out the Monopoly board or the Uno cards, that type of stuff. Are you doing that? Natural says she has game night. Is that going on at the house? Are you guys sitting down and having family meetings? Are there any family meetings anymore, people, where you say, okay, Saturday, 4 o'clock, family meeting? And whether it's moans or groans or not, you sit down, you have your discussion. And in that family meeting, if you do have them, does each and every family member that has a voice that is something you can listen to have a say so in the family meeting? Even if there is a family and the youngest person is 5, they understand enough to be able to contribute in the family meeting. What's going on, little man? What's going on, Bobby? Well, I think we should have more ice cream. As a family, we should be able to talk about that. In the end, mom will be like, nah, boy, you know that ice cream will make your stomach hurt. But we can have ice cream twice a week instead of once a week. Family discussion. You see what I'm saying? Are those things taking place in your family household? Or are you all more or less not family, but more or less just tenants in the house? Roommates even. Particularly in those families where you have older siblings and older children. Are y'all taking the time to even talk to each other at all during the course of the day? Do you take more than a couple of minutes of yelling at each other and you should have took out the trash and what's up with these grades and that type of stuff? Or y'all actually having serious and meaningful conversations? That is the type of family activity I'm talking about. Now understand, I do not have a immediate family like that. I don't have a wife or kids. But that being said, do you know I do have a family meeting in my household with just myself? Once a week. Yeah, actually sit down for about 15 minutes, turn off everything and say, okay, what's going on with you? Today's family meeting, we talked about the house. We need to clean this monkey up. So Saturday, sometime Saturday, we're going to turn it down off and turn the music up and get some cleaning going on. Because the studio getting kind of junky, especially junky for somebody that live by themselves. Who I'm going to blame for the mess but me? Y'all know? So yeah, that was what my family meeting was about. But what are your family meetings about? Are you having them? Are you having family meetings at all? Jay Mills checking in. Thank you, thank you. Are you having a family meeting, George? You doing it? If so, good on you. If not, let's start to do that. Let us not get out of the framework of family. That is the key to this whole thing we call life. Okay? Now that being said, y'all, in the grab bag, people, we got two more topics. I'm gonna sit them there, and what's gonna happen is we gotta take this commercial break, get to these last couple topics, and the grab bag edition will be over. Thank you guys for joining me this evening, whether it is now or in the later broadcast, which you can catch on YT at Eric Buckner Nighthawk Network Detroit. Again, that's Eric Buckner Nighthawk Network Detroit, or of course on the tube here. For Vigo, yeah, y'all going to have to come on the other side and check it out. There's no rebroadcast here. You know how that goes. But anyway, we'll be back. Get off my long line. Your boy EBZ. I'll be back.
One. Hi everybody, I'm Lily and today I want to share my book with the whole entire world. Thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel.
All right, y'all, we are back. Get off my long line. EBZ in the building, checking in. Thank you guys for checking in on all the platforms this evening, both YouTube, Facebook. Be some rebroadcasting on the stream known as the Instagram as well. Be looking for some of those segments in the near future. Vonnie, what's going on? Thank you for checking in. We are doing the grab bag edition. We have dug into the said grab bag, pulled out topics to discuss based on the numbers that I pulled out the bag. I took out the last two. We're going to talk about them and then call it a show, y'all. So let's see. I will pick up this one. This is number one. Number one, police recruiting. Let's talk about that. Many places hiring right now. One of the key things and key members of society looking to hire are the police. Now, here's the thing. As soon as I say the police are hiring, some of y'all like, hell with them. The last thing on planet Earth I would ever want to be is a police officer, particularly in this age and time. But let me tell you something. Something to consider. One, we do know police officers make some money. Not nearly enough for some of the things you have to contend with, but some money. Definitely more than your McDonald's or Burger King type scenario. Two, they do have benefits as city officials to some degree. You got that pension. Because you are unionized, there are certain things you are not made to do. They are not able to make you do. Having a good union job, something to be said for that. Because you are an officer, particularly here in Detroit, it does not necessarily mean that when you are hired, you have to do everything that basic officer A does. Working for the Detroit Police Department, particularly, you may not necessarily work as a street officer, a beat officer, so to speak. You may work as a meter assistant. You may work in a department that deals with paperwork, for instance. You may have a background that leads you to do other things for the police department that's not necessarily police related. It is something that if you are looking for a job that you might qualify for and pays a little more, you at least should look into it. Another thing, and reforming and changing how the police reacts and does with more people. Would it not be more beneficial for the city of Detroit, a city that is predominantly black, to have more officers that actually live within the confines of the city? There's definitely a big push in terms of the hiring of people to be police officers here, at least, that they want more people to actually live here in the city. You will deal with it differently if it is your city. If you are in an area that you are familiar with and you know that everybody in your immediate vicinity and view is not an actual threat, so that you don't feel like you have to shoot everything that moves in order to control the situation. These understandings are important. These people are needed, okay? We need to reform the people in some of these police agencies more so than the agency itself. Because the mentality that they have is like, I'm trying to go home, period. If I have to shoot you several times, make sure I go home, that's when I'm at it. In order for me to restore order, yeah, I'm gonna have to beat you in the face a few times. If we stop having those officers be in control and have more mindful and thoughtful people that are walking the beats in the streets and dealing with things, maybe then people will have a better overall view of the police department. You might be a person that can help that, or you may not be, or you may know somebody that might be. Nonetheless, most major metropolitan police officers are hiring right now. Being a person to protect and serve might be something for you. Just something you might want to look into. Don't just prejudge it. It might be more beneficial than you realize. That's my thoughts on that. So that, of course, leads to our last topic of the evening, people, from the grab bag edition. We have number 6, y'all. What is number 6? Number 6 is kind of a fun thing. It's what do you dream about? Simply that question. What do you dream about? Understand, today was kind of a day for me, and I felt it was going to be that way based on the dream that I had. It was kind of awkward. It was kind of strange. In the dream, I dreamt that I was sent somewhere to do something, and in the process of that, I lost something. And I was not sure how I was going to contend with it, so I kept trying to find a way to fix it or find what I had lost. Today, I lost part of my opportunity because I was feeling not so good for a little while. Was the dream that, or was the dream because I was not feeling good even before I knew I wasn't feeling good? That's what led me to dream that. There's that. Some people, as I know, they don't dream. At least they don't dream things that they remember. They basically sleep and they wake up and they have no recollection of anything that they thought about or dreamed about. Some people, they dream very vividly. I tend to have a lot of dreams. Some good, some very good, some not so good. I've dreamt of being rich. I've dreamt of being able to fly, being a superhero. I've dreamt of romantic places, romantic situations. I've dreamt of being in faraway places and lanes. I've dreamt of being a basketball player, all type of stuff. Dreaming is a good thing, people. To even sit and have daydreams and think about certain things like that. Also a good thing. Do we do that? And if we do so, do we acknowledge it? There are certain people that I have met, when they have a dream, regardless of what it is, they write it down because they want to find some interpretation or they just want to remember what happened in the dream. Are you a person that dreams of things more than once? There are certain dreams that I have that are repetitive. I'm not sure what they mean. I meant to at some point grab one of those book of dream interpretations and look them up. Perhaps some of you are familiar. And one concurring dream that I dream I'm back in college and I'm just about to get out. And sometimes I determine, I'm going to do one more semester. and work towards that. And other ones is like, okay, here I am, I'm 50 and I'm still in school. And I'm doing one more semester. Eventually I have to pay back all this money from all these years I was in school. What does that dream mean? I kind of sit sometimes and kind of try to figure it out. Part of it is because I know I have a great willingness and wantingness to learn things. I think that plays into it. But some of it feels like my mission is not complete. And because of that, I feel like I need to go back and re-educate so I'm better prepared for whatever that mission is. That's kind of my off-brand determination of what that dream's about. But for you guys, do you dream? What do you dream about? Are they good dreams, bad dreams? Do you visit people in your dreams, people that are no longer with us? I have dreams like that sometimes as well. They are very vivid and real. After recurring dreams, I am free falling. Yes, I've had a few dreams where I felt like I was falling. I'm concerned about that because people say oftentimes when you have those dreams, is your body going through some type of distress and you want to try to wake yourself up as quickly as you can. Of course, there was those dreams where I had those dreams when I was little and I woke up on the floor because I actually was falling from climbing trees, being on all buildings, swing sets, etc. All the above, yes. So yes, natural and beast style is definitely related to what I am saying about the dream. But yes, people, do you dream? And are your dreams small, big? Are they recurring? Just something to think about. I dream. We all do. I had a dream of doing a podcast, and lo and behold, I did it. Could it be going better? Sure. Is it growing? Absolutely. Am I thankful you are here and you are watching? Yes. If you did watch today, thank you. If you're not watching and watch later on, thank you. If you are not trying to watch, tired of it, give it a chance, y'all. It ain't always the same topics. We talk about some of everything. Give us a shot here. Check us out on Everybody Night Hall Network Detroit, or here on the book, or here on Bigo as I will broadcast more times than not on a Tuesday, doing it live and all platforms. Dreams sometimes do come true. Absolutely, there's that. In this case, in this one, it most definitely did. And also, I'm not alone in my Nighthawk network. I have other shows that we like to promote here from my other podcast buddies. Among them, the one and only Helena Hologram, checking in with Hey Bitches, 9 p.m. Monday nights. We got Monumental Moments in God's Word that you can find out on Tuesdays, by the way, instead of Thursday night. No Weapon Forum with Dr. Marla Facey as part of that podcast as well. That's on Thursday. We got Dish of Tea with Big Meech. And please keep Brother Meech in your prayers. He has had a loss in his family, and it's never good when we suffer loss. So please pray for Mr. Demetrius Taylor, also known as Big Meech, here on the network. Prayers out for you, brother. Hopefully things, well, we can't say they'll get better, can we? That's not a good way to look at that. Hopefully you will find peace and solace in this time and find a way to somehow contend with what has happened a little better if we can. Let's say that. All right, let's talk with Aunt Nikki, her interview series, Aunt Nikki, 215, as you know, on the Bigo Streets. That is her show. Stan Mason Behind the Blue Curtain, Saturdays, 11 a.m. I've not been able to check that one out live lately. We'll hopefully get that opportunity sometime next week or two. I do enjoy that show and what they talk about in terms of police reform and matters of law enforcement. Girl Stop Podcast, which will air tomorrow. We will show the recent episode of that, the weekly audio podcast by Elena Miller and Letitia Williams Howard. Pastor Sean Love presents. Shout out to my high school bestie, Pastor Sean Love. And of course, there's the Get Off My Line live after dark edition. We'll probably do one of those in a couple weeks. Talk about more adult-oriented commentary in that one. And then, of course, there's the Game Time Audible that we'll be showing tomorrow this time at 9 p.m. here on the platform as well as here in the Bigo Streets. So be looking forward for that. But nonetheless, y'all, we're about to wrap it all up. It's been your boy, Eric Butner. Again, as always, love and appreciate your support of the show. And to all me and my fellow podcasters here in the Nighthawk Network, thank you guys very much. Very much appreciated. Thank you guys here on the Bigo Street. as well for your commentary and being a part of the show this evening, and of course for all your gifts. But nonetheless, we are about to get out of here. Remember, y'all, pandemic not over. Be safe where you can. Social distance, wear the mask. Do what you need to do so you come home safely without all that in your system. Because we don't want to have to go through that. Nobody does. We've seen enough. Anyway, y'all, we about to get out of here. Thanks again. Wait, hold on. What up, little Bernie? You know we got the little Bernie in there every now and then. That's my dog. But anyway, yeah, we about to get out of here, y'all. Let's see. Gotta find the close. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Bye bye.